Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Now we know. Papa Morel.
Good evening, folks. Samson told Brother Radio. We're here again this evening, folks. We're going to rock it again. Please share this show. Share it to as many people as possible tonight. We're going to have to try to do some serious consultation here this evening. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in. Like Brother Radio, that's what we do here. We're here again. So we have who help us out to come on air, and we know who we say thank you. We're not even gonna call your name, we just say thank you. You know who you are. Thank you for fixing our thing to come on air. Because that's your job. That's your job. You're supposed to help fix this thing. So I don't come be bluffing here, talking about talk nice to you, talk nice to me or else. That's your job. That's your job. You're supposed to fix it so that the boat chair can come on air. What wrong you said? And thank you. But anyway, folks, Samson. I mean, started to show you start making blood already. So you know tonight that tabata all the way. That nyama, go tabata all over the place. Folks, I want to thank you. Thank you very much for joining us again tonight. We appreciate it. As usual, we'll come out here and have fun, all of you. Thank you. Please call in tonight to disagree with us. Whatever we say, you don't have to agree with it. You can disagree with us, and that's what we try to do. I also want to say here, it's one of our brothers that called the other day, and let us all continue to pray that this brother will be fine. Everything will go fine with him. God is there, my brother. God is there. Safety, Lord Jesus will come before you again tonight. We specifically offer our prayer for our brother. You know who I'm talking about, my Lord. Please, whatever it is, bring comfort in his life. Whatever it lay, my Lord, bring the healing process. Please. You've done it with other people, you can do it with him. He's a member of our show, call us every day. Please. He's a Liberian. Please. He's a human being, decent person. Guide him. My Lord, as we come before you again tonight, there are those brothers and sisters that are in pain for whatever reason. Please take complete control. My Lord, those brothers and sisters that are yet to become full, holy within us as a community, help us bring them by, provide the solace they have and they must need in their life. You can do it for us. You have done it for us before, and we believe in you, trust in you. That's why we come publicly to proclaim you as the Father, as the Savior, and everything else that is good in life. You are in control. We thank you. My Lord, we come again to say thank you, and we ask that the Republic of Liberia and the people of the Republic of Liberia be blessed. That the president of the Republic of Liberia be blessed. Whatever he touches in the interest of the Liberian people, indeed, his hand will be blessed. Whichever door he knocks in the interest of the Liberian people, my Lord, open the door. Through you, everything is possible. We put the life of the president in your hand. Extend his life. You give us his president, extend his life, bless his hand, whatever he touches, my Lord, that indeed he will be blessed. He will be blessed. Give him long life to help us get to the place we need to be. My Lord, we ask that the whole country of the United States of America be blessed as well. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Welcome, my brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining us again tonight. Tabata is ready. So tonight, we're going to look in the future of the good tomorrow. But before, it's like a replay though. Money quarterback, but my own money quarterback. I already been there. Monday I was there. I was there. I was there yesterday. I was there yesterday. Tomorrow, I'm gonna tell you what happened. I can see way ahead. So I was there tomorrow. I'm here now. That's Samson told. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, mom. Thank you, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Let's continue to pray for one another. So let's go ahead and talk about Tabata. I will start this process. I can't call Rescue 2 because Rescue 2 is busy. It's busy. Good evening, Clarence. Yeah. Thank you. The man, the Clarence, the man, you see how late I coming on like that. The two are going me hard time. I call you, I say, come face it. Ain't I a job? I say, come face it. He got to talk to me nicely. I say, me talk to you. I'm a boat here. I'm a come face it. I say, come face it. He face it. I say, thank you. That's all you got to say. I say, what do you want me to say? What do you want to say? I say, thank you. That's your job. The LPR paying you. It's not for nothing here. You see you. It's not for nothing. We're paying you. Fix it. He fix it. And one thing about him, he's very good at these things. The thing was giving me serious problem. That's why I'm late like this. But he came in and fixed it. He didn't care. He was busy too, but he knew we had. This is what he does that I like most. He knew that we had things to do on LPR, and even though he was busy, but something went wrong, he came in, fixed it. Now we're back on air. I want to thank all of you, and I say thank you. Mm. I know he. The next time anything happened was that you will let me say right away. You will let me sweat. I know who he is. You will let me sweat. But anyway, let's move on, folks. Let's move on. So, Mantabata tonight is about the serious issue at hand for tomorrow. Liberia, I don't know. I really don't know. I wish Jerry Backer was here tonight to help me carry the show tonight. Jerry Backer, whatever he is, I say good evening to you as well. But I don't know about us as Liberians. You know, the way we behave, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And these our behavior go from county to county. You know that, right? Some country get a little bit good behavior. Other country get so. Other country is ratting in Liberia. It's ratting other places. You see your own country, you say, oh, my counterpart, the people not doing nothing for us, but go to the other people country and you will see how ratting it is. That's what kind of business is. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about what do you think the court will say tomorrow? You think the court will dismiss the case against former Speaker Flanty Kofa? I say the court could because they have no evidence. That I know. But I'm praying that they don't dismiss it. That I'm praying that the court don't come tomorrow and just dismiss it. Because if they do that, people will say, oh, but Flandikova got money. The court is already, people don't have trust in it anyhow. They say, oh, but Flandikova, the court was in linear with Flandikova the last time. He won 2 cases over there. He will win the other one because he used to be part of them. That's exactly what I will pray. Not because Flandikova going to get convicted. I know he's not. I know that for fact. God knows that for fact. But the reason why I want the court to extend the case is to teach these people lesson. To teach them that you don't just go because you have the power, you want to misuse the power and abuse the power you have, the Liberian people gave you. The Liberian people elected this president. And the president asked you guys to come and help him run. You lie to him, it's on you. You lie to him, it's on you. There's nothing anybody can do. And because you lied to the president, The president is under the impression that you guys have a seal and indictable case. Fine, fine. Go ahead. You're going to indict somebody based on Alamo. Go ahead. You're going to indict somebody based on audio to say the man said with, oh, where are you at with the president right now? Who president? I'm a president. No, because the man said, you know, that I'm a president, what you're going to indict them for? You go ahead. Let the case proceed. So that this government will people, because what I'm saying here is this. The reason why I'm saying this is this. If the case goes on, the president will be standing alone as somebody who is holding the Liberian democracy together. The rest of the people are going to be exposed. This case going to expose them with their deviant behavior. You will see that President Baka is the only one who's holding the flagpole of the Liberian democracy. The rest of the people, they're digging underneath. They want our flagpole to fall. President Baka said it's not going to fall because we all depend on it. People, they may call you to come and help. You have the kinds of serious incident that is damaging to the interest and image of the Republic of Liberia. Instead, the international community say, okay, the people got some serious problem, but we think they can deal with it. Let's give them the seat at the UN so as to boost their morale, so they will carry on serious development, so as to boost their morale, so they will carry on the reform that is needed in our country for young Liberians, educated young Liberians, to come back home and rebuild. What did you do with that goodwill of the international community? You decided to squander the international community goodwill. And you sit there and you want people to feel sorry for you. Let the I beg you the other day. I know that plenty of money. I know that waste of time. You got other things you want to do. But help us so that these things don't continue to happen. Look at that kind of nyama thing they did to Kabila and Jana. What kind of nonsense that? They want to start with you. They did the same thing with Snow. They did the same thing with Alex Tyler. They want to start with you. You put your foot down. That one day, they ain't happy because you drag them in the mud. You disgrace them massively. They're not happy. They're not happy. So they say, okay, we'll pay out there. But what they don't understand is that the system is there for all of us. Let them go ahead. Let the case proceed. They're going to indict based on Alamo. Remember Alamo. So right now, the way I'm planning to go to Liberia, but I'm not even say remember Alamo too. Why if I say remember Alamo and I get to Totan, go for a bit, my village in the village got burned. Oh, because I said remember Alamo. So my village burned, I burned it because I said remember. What kind of sense is that? What is the logical reason behind this? Let them go to court. Let the proceeding, oh my goodness, tomorrow, carry on. Carry on. Because the reason I'm saying this, it's not because Frantikova are going to get convicted. That's not the issue. The law will decide. The law is the law. But my reason here is this. My reason here is this. This case will help us to identify those that is within Unity Party government that are not serious, that are within Unity Party government, that have nothing to contribute, that are within Unity Party government, that continue to drag the arrest agenda all the way to the hole. President Waka met all of us in the hole like a crab, pulling each other down. The president said, okay, you're wise. Liberian, he looked down the hole, he said, are you there? We say, yeah, President, get us out. President Waka put a hand there, he bring you out. Then we still pulling things here, pulling here and there. Just so that we don't want to get out of the hole. Then when President Waka, oh, yeah, you're still there. They say, oh, President, hey, oh, man, yeah, he not care for us. The man trying to take you out of the hole. but you're fighting to stay in a hole. Okay, 250,000. 250,000 from the government. I beg you, man, please don't bring that thing here. But he was not found guilty, so why would he be worrying about that anyway? But that's not my point. I will debate you later on, right? I will debate you later on that. So, if the case go forward, if the case go forward, the only sad thing as I'm saying it now that I'm thinking twice, we saw the school in Bond County. Even I would let to eat goat plenty like that. My goat said that I'm gonna eat tomorrow. I don't want my goat to go to school in a building. So when I say now that the case should go ahead, it's going to cost the government money for the case to go ahead. That money they could use to build schools. So these are some of the reasons why it's difficult for us to actually achieve some serious democratic process that's supposed to help us build our country. Because okay, this case could be one of those pillars that will help us strengthening the institution, judiciary institution to strengthening. This case could be that. But how do you proceed? See how my voice changing now, right? How do you proceed? Because I want people to be taught lesson. But I will ask the government to spend money they don't have. The money that perhaps should go building schools, should go building clinics, and what have you. Now I'm asking the government because I want to build institutions. Now I'm asking the government because I want people to be exposed to go and spend the money. I'm talking both sides of my mouth. These are the kinds of situations we face in Liberia. And those who are in power, they are not making it easy for us. They are not. Why we look listen again? we we went ahead. We said we don't want a speaker, Frantikova. We don't want you. The man said, okay, you don't want me, you'll remove me legally. We said no. We got Richard Kumpo, left and help. We remove you. He said, well, I ain't remove you. I still speaker. I went to Supreme Court. He went. Supreme Court said, you'll go start all over. You're removing legally. We said no, we don't want it. We got Richard Kumpo, left and up. He said, okay, I went by again. This time he said Alamo because Supreme Court was the last stand. He said it, and he said it clearly, even before Alamo. The reason why Frantikova took that poster because a lot of Liberians don't understand that Alamo, and those who understood it decided to manipulate and start improvising. And Frantikova smiles here. He said, "No, if I let this thing stay, it would drag my feet somewhere else. I take it down." Because I don't want to continue to explain why I'm supposed to be focusing on the case in the Supreme Court. I don't want to come here to explain to people who definitely don't have no clear understanding what they say, and those who have the understanding, instead of helping to clarify, they improvise and say things that are not connected to whatever that I'm saying. I'll take it down. He took it down. Oh, he took it down. Oh, that guilty. He took it down. So when we sit here, when we look at the whole process, as someone who I call myself a political guru, which I am, I'm the political guru on this platform. And I can tell you this, if the government were to have money, I was going to continue to insist that the case go forward. Right. Whatever you wrote here, that I'm a reason you're changing. I'm changing because I thought of the school. The money the government is supposed to spend, they can spend that money. Somebody will put it, they will spend it on themselves anyway. So both sides of my mouth again. Proceed. Proceed. God is there. Let the people be exposed for who they are. Greco Kuma most likely is being jogging to this here. He's been bamboozled into making these kinds of decisions to bring charges against these people. Gregory Coleman is not a lawyer. He's somebody who investigates. He's somebody who find evidence. The lawyer who's supposed to say Coleman, yeah, but they ain't able to stand in court. They're praising, they're telling President Baka, this case is done. Oh man, we got these people. Who people you got? You got Frankie Kofa? You think so? You think so? You think so? You go ahead. Because this case gonna expose them. So if I'm not thinking, if my you see, I have the ability to compartmentalize stuff. So on one side, I post when the school issue come, then my tune change. But when the school not on our side, this other side they bring when the school not, they I say go ahead, take it up, take it up. Mr. Double, good evening, Chief. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you for joining us. I said take it up. Let them go to court. Proceed with the case because they will be exposed. Other man, we would say testify, you go in the bathroom 7 times. Oh, Your Honor, hold up, anyway, I gotta go in the bathroom. Okay, come back. You come back. Yo, okay, wait. They stop. Oh, Your Honor, I gotta go in the bathroom. Say, okay, come back. You sit down again, go in the bathroom, come back. Oh, Your Honor, I gotta go in the bathroom. I say, okay, sit down, go ahead. They gain time, go in the bathroom. He come back, sit down. They say, wait, oh, Your Honor, I gotta go in the bathroom. He said, okay, you go sit down. They say, okay, go in the bathroom. He came back again. Say, sit down. Say, what case we on here? Oh, Your Honor, I gotta go in the bathroom. That happened now. That happened now. Four. They say, yeah, okay. He said, okay, but okay. What case number? Oh, Your Honor, I gotta go in the bathroom. That's five now. So okay, all right, go. Oh, Your Honor, I gotta go in about six. Oh, Your Honor, I gotta go in about 7 times. You went in the bathroom. It I me, Josh. I said, cacao on yourself. Who care? Cacao on yourself in the courtroom. What kind of business is that? You can't think you're going to come waste our time. No, but on a very serious note, these are the people that are going to be prosecuting. Oh, okay. Well, y'all hold on. Y'all hold on. My son. I, I'm Oh, you at the airport now? Okay, the entire Liberian people are listening to you. I got you on air here. Congratulations, my son. Please continue to do your best, and we pray you'll do well. So please, whatever it is, just do what you know how to do. I trust you. You'll be back. So let me take you off air, then I talk to you. I just want people to know my son is going back to Uh, as a young man going back. So, but anyhow, let's. Fadon, thank you for joining. Okay, so as I was saying, let the case proceed. Let the case proceed. The only sad thing is the money. But yeah, my brother, he said, Mr. Toe, let me put it up. 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 He said, Brother Samson be told, we should not look at the money, but let us look at the penalty behind this case. 250,000 each and 25 years in prison. They will not serve in any government position again in the country, assuming that they will be guilty, my brother. Assuming that they will be guilty. That lawyer, Flantikova, that lawyer, you think you were just walk into something like that? Look at the case and look at the indictment. Look at the evidence so far. The evidence that is public. We don't know what they have in behind the scene. And I'm sure before the case go further, whatever, I'm sure Flantikova and his lawyer have already reviewed the case. I mean, reviewed whatever evidence they have. Okay, so I'm not sitting here because I'm not a lawyer, but from the public evidence that I have viewed so far and people that I listened to, like the IG, this is no case, no case. But my thing is, my brother, if we're not gonna worry about the money, which I agree with you, but my thing is, let them go forward. Let them go forward with this case because if they do, you will also see whether this system is transparent, which we all pray for, and as to whether this system is going to be fair in dispensing justice for all of us. That's all we ask. That's all we ask. If Flanti Kofa, former Speaker J. Flanti Kofa, if he would sit there, the Flanti that I know, and change himself and sit there to say he's going to put Billy on fire, then whatever comes after he found guilty, whatever punishment comes, he deserves it. Because as Samson told from here with this kind of mindset that I have, and I go to Liberia because somebody pissed me up or because I'm pissed with something, then I go do road or do a bridge so the people the bridge will collapse. Then who am I? And because I know Flanti Kofa, and I'm so confident with all of the evidence so far that we have reviewed and all of the evidence so far that is public, I'm saying here, let the case go forward so that because I believe it. That's all they have. Unless they have some kind of a secret case, secret evidence somewhere. But I believe that Flantikova and his lawyer and all of them, their lawyer, everybody have viewed whatever evidence they have. They cannot come tomorrow and say, oh, we got a new one. Before you get it, you got to show it to the defendant. So I'm saying to you tonight that I hope the court will go further with it. And if they do, people will be exposed. Let me bring in Sis Cartu here this evening. Sis Cartu, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it, man. What's on your mind tonight?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. To, and thanks to the Liberia people for coming up to watch us tonight. And I'm so glad to be here to add my little voice to what you have been saying here. And I want to say thank you so much for the deliberation. But I just want to differ with you a little bit.
Please.
Yeah. Okay. We all heard about the event with the burning of such institution, and we know that what it entails for an individual to destroy such an institution. Uh, we have all been yearning, oh, let them go into the investigation and bring the perpetrator to book, or let justice be, prevailed. We've been preaching all of this. You saw at one point you and I were on the same side of his removal, which I was against. Okay, that we have crossed. I coming to the investigations. I have serious problem with how people, trying to defend because this person is my friend and I know what the result is. That's where I have serious problem. You know, I know I've been listening to you. Fonati and Fonati. I don't care. You can know somebody to help to toe. There have been cases where there are certain things you will not know about that person that they have committed. So I think we should not be going, into making statements, like that until we see the end of the investigation. We all know we sit in America and see how the investigation go. They go at the point of, even if you sat and made research, if and you click on any ad, they will go through all of those mediums in investigating you. And I see people saying, "Oh, they go to social media. I mean, and sources are what they're doing their investigation." Of course, if you have that medium through which somebody communicated, and that's the biggest medium through which we have to communicate. If people went through that medium to communicate such an act, they should be investigated based on that. So you don't term it as irrelevant source. That is where I have problem with. If a man, even a paper rating, you see how people go into even garbages to find out from all receipts and things to investigate people. So I have a problem with people saying it's a social media sources that are doing their investigation. Oh, even a comment. If you made a comment and making that comment leads to somebody's death, you can be held responsible for that death until found, not guilty of the act, because you are considered at the time a prime suspect because you utter such words. So Mr. Told that where I differ with you when it comes to that thing. Ferranti is your friend, yes. We all supported him when it came to how they talk, but for now, let justice prevail. I'm not backing anybody. Let the lawyers, if they come today and say Finante is free, Finante is free. If they come and say he is held liable, I don't want people to start saying witch hunting or people spoiling this government. That's the man's responsibility. The police director, it's his responsibility to do preliminary investigation and file the case. People are trying to think that Kunafunati, then because they are representatives, they are above the law. We saw those first guys that they arrested. They are still in jail. Are they not human beings? We see a lot of big people that carry on act and then they have behind the scene and use the poor people to go through the processes or go to jail and suffer the impunity. And that's where, for me, I differ with you, Mr. Two. Thank you.
Thank you, Sis Carter. Thank you very much. And it's good to disagree. That's what we do here on LPR. I don't expect anything else unless you truly believe what I'm saying. You believe in it. You can back me. If you don't believe in it, you should disagree. But here's the point here that I'm making. I'm not saying because I know Flantikofa, therefore, no. I know Flantikofa, and not because therefore, but the fact that I know that in order for him to carry on this act that he's being accused of, not only will it be a surprise to me, and of course he's a human being like any other person. I'm not in his heart, but from my experience, my numerous engagement with Franti Kofa on issues not similar like this, but issues that will test the endurance of a human being, issues that will test the ability to be calm and on fire. I've seen him in those positions before. And this, from that perspective, I am speaking that if this is what he has done, yes, whatever comes out, Whatever punishment that they gave him, he deserve it. It's the country. It's not our farm. But here's what I'm saying. Franti Kufa is not just a former Speaker of the House of Representatives. It's a lawyer who has gone after people in Liberia to prosecute cases in Liberia. And he knows the investigative process in Liberia. And for you or for people to suggest that Franti Kufa might somehow uh, leave all of that inform him of being who he is, and leave that, and somehow use and like somebody would say, opportunity and whatever they're using the legal term or whatever, but to find an opportunity to say, I'm angry the way I'm being removed. I'm angry. Therefore, I'm going to burn or participate in burning the Capitol building. I just don't see it. It's not for me to say that he didn't do or not. I said go after and let the law proceed. But here's what I'm saying that I do know. From all indication and from all witnesses' testimony or whatever social media that things that we've been reading, even from the IG statement and what have you, this is not the case that you want to bring against the like of Flanty Kofa. Let me see if somebody back there.
What
Okay.
making different? It's
Okay, but
like Mr.
hold on now. I'll come to that. Let me bring in Moses. Moses, good evening. Thank you for joining us. But the point that I'm making here is that this is not the type of case that you will bring against the like of Flanty Kofa. First of all, former speaker. And not because he's former speaker, therefore, it's not what I'm saying. You're going to charge Flanty Kofa because he wrote Alamo. You're going to charge Flanty Kofa because you said on the audio. He said he was with the president. And the person and the other guy said, who president? I'm a president. While they were having issues or whatever, they were having discussion about what is happening. When Franti Kufa went to the president that day, when he had that phone call, he didn't go there to merrymake. He was invited because of the crisis brought on by folks who have no business bringing those kind of crises against the Liberian people. So now I'm saying, let the case proceed. And let's see how far they're going to go with it. Because if this is from my own, I'm not a lawyer, but from my own perspective, if this is what they have, if that's all they have, Kantikova going to disgrace them and disgrace them big time, like he has been doing. Twice now, he dragged them in the mud. The left hand speaker came back and put on his right hand later on. That's how you train those people. That's how you make them to understand that there is a law in this country. Let me welcome Moses. Moses, thank you for joining us. What's on your mind, sir?
Well, good evening. Hi, Koto. Koto, can hear me?
Koto, can you hear?
No, I think.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
But what your mind going so far? The man talking your mind going way somewhere else. What, you in Vonyama? Or you in
No,
Ah,
sorry. I was only allow somebody.
I know it. You're on the way in Zosa.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah. I was on the line with somebody and
Okay.
go
Well,
ahead, Mr. Two. Sorry for that.
no, that's okay. That me talking now. That's to again.
Mhm.
That be. Well, Mr. Toe, how you doing? I've been long waiting to get on the show. The last time you blocked everyone from coming in, put us all in the garage. You were just sitting out here with your tabata and praising yourself and talking. I'm like, what's wrong with this man? But anyway, he's chairman of the board. So I said, that's okay. The chairman can do that sometimes. But good evening, and thank you for having the show tonight. I wanted to get on last night, but apparently there was nothing. I think that,
yeah. There was some issue,
yeah.
technical issue last night, and
Uh,
but they're resolved now.
oh, good, good. Because I went on the show 2 days ago, and there was a conflict with two different communication and reporting going on. And I think that's what you speak to. But anyway, What is on my mind is what on your mind. And as I was listening to you, gave your own assertions on some of these things that are going on with the criminal justice system. Well, we have a criminal justice system in Liberia that is patterned to the United States criminal justice system. And our constitution almost resembles that of the US as a democratic country. Now, the practices in the United States criminal justice system, they have one of the best in the world, but it's not fair all the time. They have one of the best. As a criminal justice practitioner, there are a lot of things that are going on in Liberia with this case that are raising eyebrows, my eyebrow, and I'm sure other people would agree with me when I point out some of these things. One of the first things that bother me is that the IG single-handedly is having press conferences. In his press conference, he said it was joint security investigation that gathered the evidence to where they are today to be able to send those evidence to the Solicitor General for review and prosecution, and it had reached to the level that they needed to charge five individuals.
Are you with us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, now you don't want to mute that?
Yeah, you just muted me, boss man.
I thought yeah you that one. It was my intent to mute myself. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So for the intent of the press conference, as I've witnessed many, many times, is that it includes when you're doing press conferences like that in a high profile case, it must improve uh, 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 those institutions that you collaborated or you got together with to complete a thorough investigation, so that should they have any questions for them particularly, they can be answered. We have a fire department who brought people in the country to examine. So obviously, the fire chief from Liberia and the fire personnel from the U.S. were at the place when they did the examination. So there was a need for the fire chief to be at that press conference as well. When you talk about John Security, what part of John Security were there that participated? They should have been at the press conference as well. In Liberia, we tend to. You're muted. You're muted, Mr. Two.
My fault. Let me hold you right there. Let's do a little by little. You're not gonna litigate this case here
No, no, I'm not litigating the case
all
as you
by
were
yourself
doing.
tonight.
I'm
Or,
not litigating the case as you were doing. I'm preparing. I'm trying to let you know some of the faults.
okay. Well, but you alone not gonna eat a cake. That's what I'm just trying to
No, no,
get to
no.
you.
I don't want to eat a cake, but you've been eating
Okay.
a cake for almost 2 weeks.
Hey, I'm tired, yeah.
Wow.
You know me. The cake, I eat a cake. I put small gold here and there. So the cake, I
No,
can feel
no,
it right
not
now.
do the goat soup. That tomorrow the goat. We'll talk about the goat tomorrow. Not today.
Okay, but let me hold you right there. I see where you're going with this,
Yeah.
and I would say fine, perhaps. This is Liberia. That's how they do their press conferences. But let me
Well.
ask you this:
Uh-huh.
because are you suggesting that
Uh-huh.
because he did the press conference alone and proclaimed everything else to be in the name of the national security, yet there's no other national security unit or any of the functional unit that comprised of the national security standing by him? Are you saying because of that, whatever evidence that was collected cannot be admissible in the court? Is that what you're saying?
Well, what I'm telling you is that defense attorney,
Yeah.
as I know of
Mhm.
practices, we eat that for breakfast.
How?
There was subpoena. There was subpoena all of these people asking them particularly why weren't there at the press conference during the initial
So
charges?
most of the
Of
press conference will judge the
no,
case.
no,
The
no, no.
press conference will
Not listening
prosecute.
to me, bossman. Bossman, I'm just telling you procedures. I'm not telling you that we're looking at, because what happened, you got to understand. One of the things that happened at that press conference is that everything that was disclosed was open the road for public judgment, public opinion, and
That's
threaten.
that's 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 where I wanted you to go, and
You
that's
see,
why
and
I'm
that's
asking
what
that
I'm
question.
saying, because when you do that individually and you charge them, people think it's personal. The thing, you as a law enforcement officer is becoming more political. You see, and he says it's not political, it's non-political. But you need to really, those are things that the defense attorney will eat you up with, because you're looking for public opinion when you do such an
So okay, thank you. Let me go to Kotu now. Kotu,
elaborate press conference.
thank you. Let me come to you. Let's discuss the idea that Moses is putting forward here. Let's go into that. Let us know, because I'm not a lawyer. Maybe you guys are lawyer at night, but I haven't seen any of you practice in the courthouse here. The courthouse
Well,
where Samson
that's
told
why
the judge.
that's why
Samson,
I told you, as a crime prevention, as a criminal justice practitioner, I've been involved since 1989 with
but you
criminal.
haven't come to my courthouse yet, so I haven't seen you on the
That's why I
bench, sir.
go out tonight.
Moses come with venture tonight, ready
And
for me.
everybody know that your Western Quantum and all those people you got over there. The other day you had a fucking bunch of uh, tabata.
Okay, we're
Has
ready. But
everybody?
So
let me come to you, Kotu. What I want you to talk about, and you can talk about anything. I'm not holding you to a particular statement here tonight. But what I was going to ask you is, do you think the government intending to have this case try instead of in a courthouse, but try in public? In other words, trying to gather more public sentiment, public support on their side, and because of that, they want these things to go out publicly. What is going on?
thank you, Mr. To. I I think it's not the government that want it to be public. Uh, it's the problem with the individuals that are involved. I we saying that it
No,
is
no,
a
no, no,
rep.
no, 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 no.
Mm,
You can't go.
That a
Hold
woman.
on, too broad.
but no, but don't stop me.
But let's
No,
hold on
don't
now.
leave
You
it
say
me.
no.
I am.
Hold on now. You say that not the government, but the individual involved. You know
She's coming.
how many
Wait,
individuals
let
that
her
You
land.
give me chance.
And now you can say, let a woman land. Let me land first. Let her
And
land.
you can give me chance. The individuals involved in the case make it a magnitude that people gravitate towards to make it public. And it has come to a point where people are even going to politicize it, not even looking at the legal aspect of the case. And
Precisely.
I do not have a legal background, so I would not go into the nitty gritty like our brother Bioga just said. Rather. And I can't go to that level to analyze it on the level that he's doing, because for him, he has the knowledge in that area. But publicly, we want to know what happened. And we, the public, are making it public, they want the government to publicize it so we can know exactly what is going on, because we are not legal minded. We want the lawyers or we want the judges to be public so that we can know how did it happen and who did it.
So let me push you then.
Yes, push me. I mean,
Who interest this is for
the
it to be
Liberian people.
public? No, no,
The
no, no, no.
Liberian
Is it
people.
in the interest of the government to have the case tried in public? Or is it in the interest of Flatikova and his group to have the case tried in public? Which one will you
It's
say?
no longer personal interest. It's the Liberian people's interest. It's the people we want to know what happened. And it is our property that have been damaged. It is our citizens or our representatives that are involved with the case. So we want to know what happened.
I
We are
understand
raising
that.
a
I
question.
understand that.
And
What
we
I'm
are all
saying,
been saying we want it to be investigated.
I understand your point, but what I'm saying before I go back to Moses here is this: the public sentiment and opinion, you have that one side, and you have public interest, which is going to be expressed through the court proceeding. Which
Exactly.
one would the government choose? Would the government say, yeah, we got court, but I will emphasize most of my cases and my explanation on TV, on Facebook, so that the public, the people up in the interior side will be on my side, thereby a public conviction before the court conviction can come in.
No, that's why, and you're going back to the same thing I said. It's because of the nature of the case and the people involved. And
Okay.
you saw the first case with those individuals that were firstly investigated. Did you see it publicized the way it is? But here is where you are seeing political parties coming
Okay.
in with statement, and it's making it big. People want to be transparent in it, and to be transparent, you have to make it public. Let people know what's going on. You can't
Okay.
go in a corner to investigate such a case. People will say either the government is hiding something or the defendant is hiding something.
All right.
So,
Let me come back. Let me come
so
back
that's
to
why
most.
it is publicized. We all want to know what happened.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Mostly, let me come to you. As far as this case is concerned, what do you think the and at this time, I'm not providing you with any kind of parachute, but I'm asking you to jump off of the Empire State Building here. You're on your own. What do you think this case the government will say tomorrow?
Well,
I
let
mean,
me just say,
the court. What do you think the court will say tomorrow? Let me bring in Cece Goya.
I'm not on the. I wish not to predict what the court is going to do,
Okay,
but
then good night. Good
it,
night. Because tonight on that prediction and tabata,
no,
you're
no, no,
not
no, no,
ready.
no,
You
no. You
want
see,
talk, you want talk Google
let me
talk.
just say
Tonight I'm
this.
not talking Google
No,
talk.
no, no, no.
I'm talking tabata. I expect you to say
No, we're not
to
here for Tabata. We need
oh
to.
okay. Wait for Alfonso tomorrow, then I can tell you quick I can tell you quick thing but on my own tonight country business. But go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, but you see, the thing about it is that the case get tainted when you have public opinion taking precedence over the judicial system. Everyone that is arrested for a charge is innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, not preponderance of the evidence as in civil cases. This is a criminal case. The case was public, high public sentiment from the time the people watched the building, the Capitol building, on fire. So for us to say public judgment is irrelevant at this time. The public was already involved and having interest in this. My problem here is that the way the case is proceeding. Now, let me ask you a question, a rhetorical question. Why? Because the first time that Mr. Foucault was invited to the
Because they're not questionable.
wait a minute.
Because
Let me just make a
because when
statement.
you say
What? Let me
because
just make a statement.
but you ask a question then you say because you okay,
Okay,
one
wait a
question.
minute. Wait a minute. When the incident first happened and people like Foucault were invited, they alleged they invited him to the police station. Who accompanied him? Because I was the same person on the show that questioned why Fanati accompanied him when Fanati did not go as his attorney. Fanati went as a supporter and the seated a speaker of the House. Why did he accompany him? It was only for an invitation. It was not an investigation or interrogation. So fast forward now, why is we are going to the courthouse to bail people out? Former president. You see, people, there's a high profile case. It's even way beyond the former what's her name? The former Chief Justice case. Way beyond that. Miss Scott. This is a high profile case.
Thank
And
you.
it should be treated as that.
Thank
There's
you. We'll
too
cover
many, there's too many things happening to involve the public for public sentiment to judge these people.
thank you.
No,
We'll
that
come
courthouse should be closed. people coming in and out of the courthouse should not be talking to press.
Okay,
You
hold,
got press
hold on,
people.
hold
Everybody
on
wants
right there.
to
Hold
come
on right there. We'll come back
from-
to you.
Okay.
Let me bring in Sese Mose. It seemed to me, and I could be wrong, but how he's speaking both sides of his mouth. Because at one point,
What you say?
he's speaking both sides of the mouth.
I can do that.
Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah, yeah. Hold on. Let me. I'm bringing Sese in, and Sese gonna put. Sese will put saying my Gary. Don't worry.
I
If
know
I'm
you're gonna put a lot of say in the Gary. You will put rock there too.
okay, if I'm wrong, you're Lofa brothers. Anyway, so I would not be surprised. But let me say this. He said on one hand, he said this case is supposed to be judged pretty much the type of standard we have here in the United States. However, that means the case he expects transparency. He expects that this is a high-profile case. Therefore, there are certain rules
Precisely.
that's supposed to govern this case. Then, after saying that, he said, but then we saw Frantico escorting the
No. I'm telling you that it's wrong all over.
Okay, that's the
It's
point.
wrong all over.
Okay. We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. I'm not asking you again. I'm coming back to you. I'm going to Sissy. We'll come back to you, Chief. So, now, Sissy, let me ask you. You've been writing a lot here, but let me ask you this here. The same question I asked Koto earlier, and I will ask you that. Who benefit for if the public sentiment is higher than what is happening, than the understanding from the court? Who benefit, Kofa or the government?
Well, first of all, it's nice to be back on Moses. Nice to see you, my pop. It's always nice to see you. On behalf of the cows that didn't die from 5 bullets.
What happened to those cows? Where are they now?
You didn't see the video? They shot the other cow has the kid. They shot the cow 5 times before it could die.
For what?
The cow have bulletproof.
What they kill it? What they kill it for?
The cow second. You see the cow? I will take the video on behalf of the cow that refused to die. As a spokesperson, we just want to say that we are still signing the war crimes go here, but
I beg you, stop it, please.
The cow got rejected 3 times, and I think St. Peter had problem. He had a hand in that. But Peter now did not put 3 times. He don't want to deny Jesus 3 times.
Oh my God.
Okay, having said that, back to and how my big yellow can be there on the other side.
You are ridiculous.
Back to seriousness. Look, here's the thing. On the issue of whether this is a public sentiment case or a legal case, this is a very high-profile case. This is a case involving elected representatives and the most recent former Speaker of the House of Representatives. So it is both a public sentiment case, a politically charged public sentiment case, and a legal case. Just like the removal of the Speaker, we sat on the platform and said that was a political issue and the Speaker had to be calculated. He didn't show up for X the right way. He went on spoon. He did everything. At the end of the day, it went down. The same way we said we're going to go down.
Correct.
If the Speaker and his crew wants this thing to be in a way where the public opinion counterbalances what comes out of the court, whether they get a guilty verdict out of the court, but the court of public opinion has an innocent verdict, so they counterbalance, they need to be very strategic. Already, there is a colossal mistake. On the day they were coming out of when they were being built out, after Cummins and my boy from the Cash Money Cons, CMC, Musa Belete, and the rest of the people got together and released a press release, and they were calling for, they captured and POW general from CDC, Akaros Grade, and were calling for 1,000 people to go. And you couldn't even get 30 people to show up.
No.
That in itself starts to tell you that you have to go back and check your calculus, because the public opinion is not aligning with you right now. And to make matters worse, the 2 cowards took over the whole news story. So the time they had, because I know these guys have speeches and we're going to do all their mantra, aware to, and all the things. But the 2 cow stories took over the whole airway, so it sucked the oxygen out. Now, the chance they had to bring the public along, they lost that to 2 cows. They have to go back and think critically about this, because if I were advancing Fonati, I would say, put your stock in the public sentiment. Put more stock into the public sentiment. Make sure that not you, but your spokesperson or your lawyers are giving daily briefs on what is happening in the courthouse, because not all of us are in the courthouse. And when these news organs come and report, they report based on how the reporter told them. Have press conferences, put a hole publicly in what the government is presenting, cast enough doubt on them so that some of us that like to run with gossip can run with it. But I haven't seen them do that yet. And I think for now, it is his training, Fonati's training, that is keeping him from doing that. As a lawyer, most times when the case is in court, you don't want to discuss it because it's in court. And that is just a legal, that is a legal thing that's holding him down, because that is his training. You can't take the man's training from him. But I think he has to also understand that he's a politician. But I think Fonati is more of a lawyer than a politician. And that is not a bad thing, but that is going to create problems for him when he tries to get this public sentiment on his side, which I think they need. I think they need to have enough public sentiment. They need to bring the public along so that the government can be held to a very high bar, so that whatever evidence they present in court can be checked and cannot checked and rechecked. If they're not bringing the public along, it is going to be very difficult if you get a guilty verdict to come back and say that the deck was stacked against you. I think now is when they start to build that. But I don't see that, and I don't know if they have that plan. And I mean, I'm not going to judge them, but I haven't seen it. That's what I'm going to say. It is both a legal case and a politically tinged case, and they need to look at it from both perspectives. I respect the lawyer. He's a learned lawyer, and I know it is the ethics in him as a lawyer not to opine on the case when it's still ongoing, but you also got to realize he's a politician.
I think your point is well taken, Sissy, and just to point out a few things here. I believe it was yesterday when they came from the courthouse, Frankie Kofa was given the opportunity to explain, and he was questioning some of the activities from the government side, but he couldn't outrightly say this is not how. He just said, I'm leaving it with you to ask, I'm just asking a question. If it were a politician, you said, but look at the kind of thing the people come bring here. And they're not foolish now. They try to waste our time. If you listen to Abu Kamara and what's his name, DB, you can't waste my time here. Frantikova was not taking that life. So I do agree with you. Yeah. And I think if this thing go forward, I think Frantikova, being a smart person and people around him, will definitely advise him not to go in front of the camera and find some sort of a sassy person to go in front of the camera. I think that conversation is already in the work, to find somebody who will daily muddy the water, if that's the case to be. And then Franti and his lawyer can do the court. When they come from the court, they brief the guy come and go in front of the press and just say, because at that time there's no hold back. It's not coming from the lawyer, it's not coming from Franti.
But Mr. To, I think what that does, Sarah Moses, though, it allows us to ensure that, look, for me, I don't care about the verdict that comes out. I need the truth to come out. If Fonati did not participate or facilitate the burning of the Capitol, he should be found not guilty. But I think
you here, I see you.
I think.
You see, because I guess it today, you don't want me here.
They have to try this case both in the courthouse and outside of the courthouse, and that way allow people to understand what's happening. Fonati doesn't have to do it. I don't even think he should do it.
Thank you.
But I think that on platforms as this and every other platform, you should have in the press conference, they should have people clearly laying out what happened in court. What was the government side of the story? Because mind you, it is the government, it's the Republic of Liberia versus Fonati Kofa. it is not an even playing field. It's the whole republic. So he has to be very strategic. I'm just giving this free advice because I haven't seen it. I don't know what
I
he's doing.
I saw you last night in the friend of Frantic Kofa meeting. What do you mean you're going from?
And
Well,
not just so,
I
so
still eating my cow meat. My cow meat finito.
Let me
So-
just go
so
to let me go to Mose. Mose,
yeah.
briefly give us what do you think about uh
Well,
some of the things that Sissy just talked about, and I'll go to
yeah.
Scotty.
This is on point. My thing here is that we've been watched by the whole world. This fire took place at the Capitol. The whole world is aware of it. Number two is that we just recently got elected, got voted onto the UN Security Council. By virtue of that, the responsibility, having that power comes with great responsibility. The responsibility as a member of that council is to make sure that justice is performed all over the world with member countries. We're in the position that we need not to allow, let me say this, we need not to allow public sentiment to judge this case because it would tell the rest of the world what we know about democracy and criminal justice system. And we profess to say that we have some of the best lawyers. And for me, the way I see it, these cases going to court, right now they said they're presenting evidence. And every time they come out and say, oh, the evidence here, they provide this thing here, we want them to throw them out. Look at the thing they filed the other day. They should throw out the evidence that were taken from Facebook. As sophisticated as this country is, Stacey will tell you as an educator, you go and apply to go to any college now, they're looking at your Facebook page.
exactly.
You go to apply for a job, they're looking at your Facebook page. We're talking about your character. It says who you are based on your participation on Facebook. Social media has turned into people's personal things now. And we say, elaborate, no exception. So for me, if this case need to go through, these judges or the judge who's gonna listen to this case and get just in fact, I don't know if they're gonna decide whether it's gonna be a jury trial because what happened is that the defense has to ask for either a jury trial or a judge
Okay.
to preside over the case.
Let me go to
The
Sis
defense
Scotty.
has the right to do. The defense,
Just
let
real
me- let
quick,
me-
my brother Moses, and I know my sister coming in, but let's
Yeah.
be fair now. We are a non-permanent member on the Security Council.
I know that.
Hold on. The permanent members on the Security Council, one of them that holds a veto power in the United States. Donald Trump tried all of his cases, including the one in New York, both publicly and in the court of law. So we
Yeah.
can't be arguing that because we get some temporary seat, so we can try
No, we're not
to have
arguing,
a public opinion.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
listen, I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is the legal ramification, the legal system. The courts need to make the decision. I'm not saying public opinion is not necessary. Like
Okay.
the Puffy Coon case, we see that. The Puffy Coon case, we see that. Public opinion playing a role in it. You see? So, but I'm saying the judges or the judge and the jury that need to try that case need to be really on point
Thank
with
you.
looking at evidence. So, like you said, Sese, if Fanati had nothing to do with it, let him go free. Let
Thank
him
you.
be for
Thank
if
you,
the people,
Moses.
who are charged, they only
We're not
charge.
there
They
yet. We're not there yet. Don't close the case here,
okay.
Moses. I want to enjoy myself properly. I beg you, don't come adjudicate. I told you, don't be judged here
I
tonight.
know without getting
Okay.
the case.
Let me go to Sis Scotty. I want to milk this thing out to the boom. I beg you. Let me enjoy myself. Sis Scotty, let's hear from you before we can open the line.
Yeah, I listened to my brother, sister saying that, for Natis, you have, people like his PR, taking on his case for the public to have that sentiment for him. But again, I see most of the people that advocating for it or a PR. I see people
No.
behind the cow story. I see people behind the cow story, like even the fan is still blowing the cow. I don't
So
know.
I mean, throwing talk also.
And you
On
and you
this.
and you say you were at the Cow Avenue? Yes.
So right now the public already mad with them. So who really coming to talk for him?
For that tea, I'm available. Yeah, I raise my hand.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let
Okay.
me guys. I'm gonna open the line. Give
The
us a call.
police joking that man.
We're ready.
Give
Why
us
you
a
getting
call.
so serious about it? Like
Give us a call here now. 6533248. While we're waiting for the call, sister, let me ask you
I
this.
can't agree say you are putting 1,000 people outside. I will know who couldn't even see good 10%.
And that's the question I want to on a very serious note. That's the question I wanted to ask
Oh my
Sissy on
God.
this here. Sissy, I think
It's
the
not
fact
happening.
that what do you make of the fact that CDC and
Oh
President Weah did not put people out in the street? Does that give uh, reason now to say that they are very serious about this case?
no, they're taking politics out
So
of it.
It's
so
going to Mose will say, we'll come to you. Go ahead.
so here is the thing, right? If I were in the executive committee of the CDC, the statements that the president, former president, made on the radio, calling people to come out, I wouldn't have done that. Instead, I would have said we will celebrate when they are released. If they are released, we'll be at our party headquarters, just like how Joy Howard Taylor had her interview. Because here's what happened now. Former President Weah, Alexander Comey, they captured former general. They all called for marches. According to the former general, thousands of people should be out. When you do that, and you don't get those people out, people start to look at you in terms of your potency. The CDC that we knew before is what we judge every other action after. CDC before 10,000 people come out, there'll be 10,000 people will come out. To see that, I thought was a miscalculation on the part of the CDC, and I'm hoping to learn from that because
But let me
now
let me hold you a little bit, Sissy, and then you can finish. Then we'll go on to folks. The number is out there. Give us a call. We're not going to be here all night. We're going to be here very short, little bit out of here. So you know what's going on. It's Thursday, so I don't want to talk too much here tonight. I don't have my juice with me. They took the beer juice out of my hand, and
Oh
they,
God.
yeah, they hide it, and that's
Oh
not good thing. That's
God.
not good thing. So I can't stay on the show too long. But Sissy, let me ask you this. The fact that CDC President we are even make that pronouncement, and that when time came, even with all that bravado, as far as I'm concerned, from who, when time came, people did not show up. Does it not suggest to you that CDC has gotten to a point where maturity has not taken root? In that this is a case, though politically charged, but this has to do with an institution that is not trusted by many Liberians. And perhaps CDC themselves are saying, these people, hopefully, they don't have case. Let's go through the system. And therefore, let us not put people out there. You don't think that was the kind of conversation I was having behind the scene?
no, I would say this on any given day. The CDC remains as an individual party one of the strongest political parties in Liberia, if not the strongest political party in Liberia, as far as membership commitment to the party. I think the miscalculation that is being done by folks in the hierarchy of the CDC is that they haven't seen that things are changing. The strategy that worked for you while you were in opposition before you became administrators will not work when you get back in opposition. So pre-leadership opposition strategies will not work post-leadership opposition. So CDC 2011 strategy that worked will not work CDC 2025 after you have run the country for 6 years. So I think that folks are still playing with the same functions that they had before they became before they got elected. They're still playing with that same function post-election. And I think this should be a reason that they go back to the drawing board, that people who are really smart, there's a lot of them in the CDC, need to rethink a different strategy on how you interact and counterbalance this government. It can't be the same way you did in 2011 or 2017. You can't do that because folks have now seen you lead before. So there has to be a difference.
Thank you. Mostly I will come to you. Let's hear these color, and then I'll come to you. I have a similar question like this. I'll be coming to you. Let's go ahead, caller. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Wow. Hey, Mr. Todd, how you doing?
Thank you. Thank you.
To me, the stage that the case have reached, and you would have closer to the former speaker. I want you here to talk to his team or to talk to the people that are supporting him. Because I can remember the second day of the case when they asked Abu Kamara and Jason Sibo, they said that the recording was AI. Today, Representative Yaka Kaluba came out and said that he was in a car with Abu Kamara and Jason Sibo along with a representative from Grand Chile. It was true that the recording that was playing, getting were their voices. But if you did not, because with the Fonati Kofa, when they, according to the police, when they asked him, he said that he recognized his voice, said that was his voice. But he couldn't really tell which area getting that recording was done. But the two representatives denied it. They said, no, that was AI. But another representative that was part of the minority group, the rule of law group, coming up to say, yes, it's true. I think in the troublesome. You got to advise, you got to talk to him. Joe is getting a part of the team. If they want to speak on something, then they speak on different things because they should not, more than their case here. Because the statement today, I don't think was fair. Because the case here is a high-profile case, and we look at the main repetition. Also, we defend him during the speakership or something in the house. But we will not sit here getting it for somebody, because if today or tomorrow the case go again, then they will lose their seat. So the people are with him, the supporter, they will know what to say on the media. I don't think the statement you got made today in the concern the case was really fair to the case here. Thank you for the show, Mr. To.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Mostly he's entitled to his view.
No, but no, I'm gonna say this because I'm not sure why we're discussing CDC and what action they should take and what action they shouldn't take.
I'm gonna say you don't have to respond to that, but I'll ask you the question anyway. I will ask you the question anyway. So let me ask you this: while we're waiting for the callers,
what's the question?
Let me ask you this: CC is suggesting that the CDC of yesterday perhaps might not be the CDC of today because there has been some before they were in opposition, and people have not seen their leadership ability, but that people have seen how they lead, how they govern, how they administer their whatever it is, and now they are not back in the opposition. So things are not quite the way they're supposed to be. The question that I have for you is, CDC today, is it CDC that perhaps the president, we was serious of calling 10,000 people in the street, that you will not have 10,000 people in the street?
Well, I don't want to get into that politics, but I would say this to you.
Why you're trying to run for some kind of representative through CDC?
Listen,
you scared of CDC? You scared of CDC now?
I don't know what the future holds, but let me say this to you.
That's it. Hey, clear. Oh, say, we know. Say,
I'm not.
did you hear that?
I saw some kind of leak document the menu on it for CDC 2029. I saw the menu on there.
Ooh, wow.
The
Congratulations,
devil is
Moses.
alive. God forbid.
Congratulations, Moses. You
I
don't know
put my
what.
hand around my head. You see, nobody said,
My
"Panepa."
goodness. All right, let's hear from you. I drop by. In fact, Your Honor, I will draw my question.
Okay, no, keep your question there. Let me just say this: CDC, from my own, my little background in politics that I know, CDC of yesterday, I simply said, it's not CDC of today, and there's a huge decline in the popularity of the party and what have you. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
I'm here tonight as a crime prevention or criminal justice practitioner, speaking from that perspective. And I think we have.
Okay, let's go in your area. Let me ask you a question in your area. With all the evidence, let me ask you a question. Let's forget that one. Let me ask you a question because we gotta move. Well, let me ask you a question. With all the Facebook evidence, Gregory Coleman TV show, all the other show you think you're listening to them, what would be your judgment? You think Frantikova and people are going to be found guilty?
No, I don't know until it go through the court, through the adjudication.
I stay with all the little, you say your price.
Well, what I can tell you. There's a possibility that if this go to a jury trial, it will be difficult to find an objective jurors to sit on the bench and rather be objective in listening to the presentation of the evidence. Because from day one, I think the case is already tainted. Liberia does not stand the point where they will take that case and take it to Lofa County to find jurors in Lofa County or to find jurors in Sando County or Maryland County to say we can move the case from this place to this place so we can get a fair trial. Everybody in Monrovia and surroundings have created some sentiment about this case. And the reason why that is also everybody watched that building burn. And I am just so concerned about how the evidence have been presented in the preliminary hearing. I don't know if those guys were arraigned already. And you see, the criminal justice system would tell you here, Liberia, and everywhere else. But when the body falls, when the crime is committed, that's where it takes a long time. I see them running with this case real quick. The people were just charged last week and they're already presenting evidence. There's a whole lot of things that happen when the case is presented to either the Solicitor General or the Attorney General or the District Attorney. They got to prepare themselves with the evidence, show the evidence to the defense. The defense has to prepare themselves to counter that, to create holes in your evidence you're going to present in court. And from the time the body falls or the crime is committed, it may take up to 2 years before the case go to trial.
Okay.
Up to 2. But this case, they're running with it, and I'm not sure why they're running with it, but there's going to be a lot of obstacles. That's my prediction.
Obstacle against?
And not against the judicial system and the defendants.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me come political.
It will affect both the judicial system and the defendants.
Political question turn into Tabata coming to CC here.
We try people here for January 6th faster than they're trying for Atikofa.
Well, my brother, you got to understand. You got to understand. Don't be. You see, Sese.
Don't bring America. Don't bring America to Liberia.
No, not so much of American business. That happened, and the time that it happened, and the way that it happened determines how the case goes.
Thank you.
You see, and every case is treated individually. No,
yeah, but Moses, you don't want talking to the push you wait years.
No. I didn't say the people to wait for 2 years.
Okay. Let's hold both of you right there. Let's hold both of you right there.
I'm just telling you.
What kind of flag behind you? Is that American flag or Liberian flag? Because we can't see. Okay, thank you.
Okay, now you want for president.
Oh, here we
And
go.
he got a captain too. This guy is a nuisance. You are
Okay.
ridiculous.
Let me ask you, Sissy. Let me ask you this. So, Liberia has a dual citizenship, correct? It's already passed as in law.
Ah, you bring it.
So, can they come to us in the diaspora and pick her up to be on the jury? Can they do that?
Well, no. To be on a jury, you have to be a resident in Liberia, not just a
Exactly.
not just a citizen.
So,
So
so,
just like, hold
so
on,
we are AI to
yeah,
Liberia.
you are citizens.
No, you
They
wear
have,
too much
they
AI.
have
Coming for
the yeah,
you.
you know what? Any bulletproof cow. Tell her you can't come to Minnesota to pick up
To be
jurors
on the jury. Yep.
for the case that was happening in DC about the January 6th, stuff is the same way. So you have to be within the jurisdiction of the court
Thank you.
Of
that
that
is
state.
selecting you.
Thank you. Say Scott will give us your closing so we get out of here. We'll go around and let's close our stuff and get out. What will be your closing?
Thank you,
You
Mr.
can
To,
talk about
and
anything you like. You just praise me all night, how good I am with the whole LPR business. I'm the best in the business. I'm better than everybody
no,
else.
I'm not pressing you. You are the best.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank
You
you.
are the
So
best.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, my sister. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to say thanks to my brothers, all of you here. It's a good thing to be among you guys. So I always feel good being, with you guys. But I want to tell our Liberian people to just exercise restraint or patience so that at least we can wait for the result. Because I think we are not judges. Let's expect whatever comes, we should be able to accept whatever comes. Because again, this is what happened. People expectation will be high there, but then when the ruling come out, then we start saying, "Oh no, it's against. Oh, witch hunting. Oh, this that." You know, we want justice system to be perfect. Let's work towards the perfection towards our justice system. And for me, I'm waiting up to them because we depending on them and we expect them to go to with a higher expectation that the people have. Let them come on, whoever is here responsible. If Kofa and the rest of the guy are here responsible, let them face the full weight. They shouldn't hold them to because they are in high positions. Because then the justice system will not be distorted because they are only one-sided. So I think that's what our expectation is that the judiciary do their best in handling this case.
Thank
Thank
you.
you and have a pleasant good night.
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution tonight and your participation. Let's hear from you, Sissy.
So we joke around a lot, but this case is a test for our judicial impartiality, and that no one is above the law, but equally so, no one is beneath the law. Funati and the rest of the folks that have been accused deserve to be innocent until proven guilty. We all can have our opinions on them. But I do believe that the stakes are high in these cases, and that the court should be open, should be transparent. They should allow recordings in the court, because at the end of the day, when the verdict is laid out, folks are going to take side, regardless. But there is the middle that have to say, okay, which way do we go based on the preponderance of evidence that got presented to us? Which way would a logically thinking person lean? And I also believe that for me, as a junkie of politics, I want Kofa and the accused to give us enough information in the public space, because we're not in the courthouse. They to come out and poke as much holes that they can poke in the government case, whether it makes sense or not. We want to consume that tabata so that when a verdict comes out, we can say, yes, indeed, this verdict was fair and it was transparent. To that end, I hope whoever is advising Fonati and his crew can understand that he's a lawyer. The court case, it will be judged in the courts, but there is a court of public opinion, and he cannot ignore that. If he ignores that, he ignores that to his detriment.
Thank you. Mostly take us home. Let's hear from you.
Okay, the first thing I want to say is that I am concerned about this case. First, I would like to know what's going on within the legislative body. Because in cases like this, especially when your colleagues are charged, there's a ethical committee that is set up to look into people who are charged and look at the evidence and start to determine. And there's something that needs to come from the ethics committee. Number one. Number two is that I'm not going to advise Fanati Kofor because he's a practicing lawyer from the United States and Liberia. I'm just hoping that, and sister, let me just correct one thing that you said. The criminal case is not the preponderance of the evidence, only civil cases. So the way which one outweighs the other is reasonable doubt.
I was talking about in the public opinion space that we look at, we
All,
weigh the
all right,
preponderance of there. I was not talking about in the
all right,
courthouse.
I stand corrected. Uh, so in the court system, and I don't know if it's going to be an open trial, which will permit what you call it, media personnel to go down there. But we also know how fragile the media is as far as information being circulated out there. We can trust some and we cannot trust all. So I'm not sure the capacity of the media to actually carry the court cases and what have you, if they sit in the courtroom, to understand those languages that's been spoken by the attorneys in those cases to really inform the general public. And I think that before the case even go to court, there's a sentiment from most of the people, as far as the public opinion, as Cesar said, they want to have that judgment. I would hope that we go by the judicial system because this is going to set the future of that country when it comes to law and order. We know
Thank
that we fumble a lot in that country before other cases, but this case needs to set the example for New Day in Liberia. And so that I hope the judges will look at that seriously and treat this case to the best of their ability so that we can begin to a new day for tomorrow. And so I'm watching the case, and I think a lot of people watching this case to see how it's going to unfold. It shouldn't be the same tabata like in the past and all these fiasco going on and all that stuff like that. I am so done with that, and I hope people can step up to the plate.
thank
Thank
you.
you for having me.
Thank you, Sis Kotu. Thank you very much. Sis, thank you. You're still at Carl Teo Boulevard. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Rejected Cows Boulevard.
Rejected Carl Boulevard.
But
Okay.
sister,
Thank
you
you.
refuse to call me, dude.
All right. Thank
If
you,
I
guys.
hear you on it here, and I tell you, call me play, I say you call me again, Jenny. I will call you. There's no problem. I will call you now. Every day on the
Okay.
phone call, Henry. And I info ya, my network on everything.
You,
Good night.
you want me to call your Kawala name?
I
Kawala?
will call you. I will call you. Good night.
Good night. Good night, guys. Okay. All right. Good night. Good night, Moses. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Good conversation tonight. We're just here to see what the case will be tomorrow. But I think one of the most important thing here that we all take away, I will hope, that is being completely debated here tonight is that the case itself and the judicial system that have accepted to take the case, they have to show some transparency. They have to be transparent no matter what. It's very important for that. At the same time, the public engagement, the public interest in this case is high. And I think all three, in fact, this is three branches of government anyway involved. All three branches of government can use this case to improve their image as Liberian perceive them to be corrupt. And I think this case, if it's used properly, if it's carried out properly, that will go a long way in trying to dissuade Liberians from the belief that these people are useless and corrupt. Okay? I will thank all of you again tonight. Let's continue to pray for one another. And let's come in here. Tomorrow's Friday. Let's come here and meet Mr. So. And let's see what Tabata is going to come out. We will be here as a counterweight. These conservatives, we will continue to be the counterweight on this platform here. We're not going to yield to anybody. We're not here for kumbaya here. We're here for serious business. And we'll be waiting tomorrow to see Mr. So and what he has on his plate. With that, good night to all of you, and thanks for joining us. And let's continue to pray for one another. Good night, folks. Samson to Labrador Public Radio.
Rachel de Kibo, je adé. Oh, abrede gogo, nyaliwa banyo, nyaliwa korapam. Abre gogo nyali. Abre gogo nyali, Stefan Soko. Oh, abrede, nana, amabre nara gogo nyaliwa. Stefan Soko ya korapam. Aya, gogo nyaliwa. Amana vere kasawa. America vere titi papa vere sa seli peke chile peke. Ayo yike banyo, ye sikre kama pa, sisi ye la play. Oye la gogo nyali, are banyo e koro bravo. Hey gogo nyali, awo. Baba sisi nyoro wa are na vere ni paka. Baba sisi ruwa are na vere ni. Why? Ale na yu ya koro bravo. Abide godo nyali. No so ma de jogre. Pamro ayo. Ade wa ba bere wa sawake. Wa ba be. Amba wa ma ba ni. Ni ama. Amba wa ma ba ni. Amba ra su ma gbe la ba yo. Abi na mi ka bere titi baba. Aja tu bo ọba bo.